Hello, everybody. How are you out there? It's Kelly, your solar system ambassador, and I'm back with another Cosmic Monday quick chat for you, even though it's Tuesday and I'm live. We had some technical difficulties yesterday, so I am doing this now on Tuesday, but it's still Cosmic Monday quick chat. I have three things that I want to cover with you this evening. And if this is the first time you're watching one of my slides, I have slides for you, but if this is you're watching one of my videos for the very first time, hi, I'm Kelly, and I'm a solar system ambassador for NASA and the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. And it's my joy as a science enthusiast to bring the missions and science of NASA to the public in a fun and understandable way. So, as I stumbled a few seconds ago, I have some slides for you to go over what we're about to discuss. Just a couple quick things. We're going to expand on all of them in future videos, but I just wanted to chat with you a little bit on this Tuesday evening. So, I hope you're doing well out there. So, let's go to those slides right now. And we are starting to talk about the SpaceX Crew change. Crew 8, which launched from Florida last week on March 4th, has made their way to the International Space Station. So they're going to be there for roughly about 6 months, maybe 6.5 months. That's usually the length of each one of these crew missions on the International Space Station. So, as I said, they just got there last week to get the lay of everything inside so they can start their mission. And now that Crew 8 is there, that means that Crew 7 just came home this morning. They had a successful splashdown off the coast of Florida, and we brought those 4 members of Crew 7 home very safe. The next thing I wanted to talk to you about really quickly is we have an upcoming eclipse next month in just under a month on April 8th. And if you see the 2 lines there on this map, we had one of these eclipses in 2017. And you can see the path of totality that it took there back then. And the line was fairly thin. Not a lot of North America was able to see it, just in those few spots that are black circles. But for this one next month, the path is going to be much wider. So, more people in these specific areas. And we're going to talk a lot more about this leading up to April 8th. But a lot more people are going to be able to view the total solar eclipse. It's very exciting. And that's what makes this eclipse a little bit different than 2017, is because it's much larger. And as with any time we are observing anything that has to do with the sun, please do not look at the sun with your naked eye. You will have some sort of eye damage, which is not really good. So always make sure you have some sort of protection. Usually you can find those solar glasses. I usually have a bunch on hand, and that's usually the best way that most people do it. But there are a lot of different ways you can do it if you don't have those glasses. There are a couple different indirect methods that you can try. The first one is what's called a pinhole projection. And it's basically taking some sort of a box or a tube, and you close off both ends and you make a little tiny hole. And if you see in the center picture there, that's what is projected inside the box. You just put a piece of paper in there. And then once you have the eclipse going through that pinhole, you can project it and see straight inside the box, and you can see the eclipse. If you see the picture on the right there, that was a box that I made with a friend of mine many years ago so we could watch one of the eclipses, and it works pretty well. Now, make sure if you make one of these, you don't look at the sun with through the hole, but you are looking at the indirect light coming inside, and then you'll be able to see the eclipse. Some other indirect methods, which we will talk about in a little bit more detail as we get closer to the eclipse next month, is you can use household items, such as some of these pictures here. There's a colander. You can use a straw hat. You can even use a slotted spoon. Or you can even have your hands sort of in a lattice formation. And the way the sunlight goes through your fingers, you'll still be able to see the projection of the eclipse on the ground. These are just some different fun ways that you can observe the eclipse if you don't have a pair of glasses. For the third thing that we're going to talk about pretty quickly is NASA going back to the moon, which we have been working on already with the Artemis program. And part of the Artemis program is NASA's CLIPS initiative. It stands for Commercial Lunar Payload Services Initiative. And what this is, and we're going to talk in future videos about this at great length, is NASA is partnering with private companies to send different types of product and instruments up to the moon ahead of time. So NASA doesn't have to do all of it by themselves. And the two companies that they are already contracted with that have already sent things up there, the first was last month, Astrobotic from my hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, they had some issues with the spacecraft, so it never made it to the moon, and they brought it back, and it burned up in the Earth's atmosphere. But the second company, which was Intuitive Machines, they got a little bit more success. They were able to land on the moon last month, but their spacecraft tipped over, so it only lasted for a little bit of time. But both of these attempts just makes it that much more important to have more people, more companies besides NASA to attempt these landings up there on the moon. It's very difficult, as both of these companies have now found out. But we are going to be working hard with these other companies and additional companies that are going to be part of the Eclipse initiative program as well. But that brings me to my last point. Astrobotic is sending another mission, their Griffin Mission 1, later this year. And on it, NASA is sending their Viper little robotic rover for the very first time to the moon. And NASA wants you to be able to send your name on the rover to the moon. So if you would like to do that, you can go to this web address, which is nasa.gov/send your name with Viper. Now, the deadline is this coming Friday, March 15th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you want to get your name on the rover, you can do that before Friday. And you can also print out a cute little boarding pass, which is always great for kids or for your students in the classroom. It's a little souvenir to know that they have their name that will be going along with the Viper robotic rover. Well, that is all I have for you right now on this Cosmic Monday Quick Chat on a Tuesday. And if you have any questions about what I just talked about, again, I'm going to be doing some future videos on all of those things, but just wanted to give you little tidbits of what's been going on in the space community. There's a lot going on. I have a lot of videos lined up for you for this coming year, so I've been hard at work, which is probably why I haven't been on too many of these live videos for you, is because I've been working in the background on some really cool stuff. And I will be rolling those out later this year. But if you have any questions, please reach out to me either on Facebook or YouTube. I can be found anywhere for Hey Cosmic Kelly. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you have about what I just talked about or anything else that's going on out in the space community. So I wanted to thank you for watching, and I'll be back very soon with another video. Take care. Bye.